Hello, guys. Welcome to a bumper episode of Disco Decks, where we are reviewing episode
10 and 11.
yes, episode 10 for Galactic Barrier, and episode 11 Rosetta. No episodes this week named after nice soft drinks.
No, it's just a shame. Because we can't go on a soft drink ramble like we did last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what did you think, Matt? Oh, again, spoilers of these episodes ahead.
Yeah. I mean, one of them is at least 2 weeks old now, James. So,
Yeah.
It's your own fault if you're watching this before watching.
We're not particularly topical, me and Matt.
No. Which is why we're doing a double bill this week to try and catch up a little bit.
Yeah. You might also get a review of things like the Batman film from us in 6 months' time.
I mean, well, James has already seen it, and may even go and see it again. So that's a partial hint to James's review. I am going to endeavour to see it this week, if I can.
However, you know what the biggest problem with it?
What?
Not enough Star Trek uniforms.
No, certainly not enough Star Trek uniforms. Which we discussed at length, actually, in the episode that we did that we filmed the other day. That will go up the same day as this, I think.
Yes.
About Picard, season 2, episode 1, because that's back, and also on this brand new Star Trek dedicated channel.
Aye. Our new channel, Bears Boldly Go.
Bears Boldly
Which means
Go, yes.
I don't have to say Bears Boldly Go at the start of the episodes because it's kind of redundant.
Yes, it's completely redundant now.
I can just say the name of the show.
Just the name of the show. I loved these episodes, James.
Yes, they were pretty good.
They were very good. Like, because they're obviously teasing us. They're like, trying to make the drama last as long as it possibly can before they reveal who or what the 10C are.
I have my theories. I think the 10C visited Earth in the what century are we on now? 21st?
Ours?
Yeah.
21st.
I think the 10C visited Earth in the 20th century.
Go on.
I think a member of the 10C lived with a British presenter in a manor. I think the 10C are the same species as Mr. Blobby.
Oh, right. I didn't.
Now I could be wrong, but that's me putting my guess in the hat.
I mean, that's a very, very big statement, right? And I'm going to need a Mr. Blobby image for that now, aren't I? Because it's like for
people out there who are like,
fans.
what's Mr. Blobby?
Yeah, for people who are like under a certain age or international audiences, they will not get that.
Not seared on the nightmares of every British 90s child.
Yeah. So, although saying that, quite topical, because it was Mr. Blobby was referenced in a recent Great British Menu. As well.
Maybe that's why he's rattling around in my head.
It's probably why he's rattling around in your head. I somewhat doubt that it's the Mr. Blobby species. It would be incredible if that did happen.
Imagine if I just randomly called it.
I mean, as Red Nose Day is coming up, it's not something that's out of the realms of possibility if the BBC and Paramount just decided to do something stupid for comic relief. I would be totally up for that. A Doctor Who Discovery Blobby spin-off, like crossover show.
We have had Doctor Who TNG
in the
series in the comics. It was very good.
Yeah.
They had Tom Baker visit the original series. Like they had a flashback, and it was Tom Baker with the TOS crew, and the whole thing is about the Borg and the Cybermen basically teaming up.
Yeah,
it's a great idea because they are basically the same thing.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, so the first one is that we're discussing today. Galactic Barrier is it does what it says on the tin. It's about getting through the Galactic Barrier.
It's also, I'd say, Keely about Tarka's backstory.
Definitely. So it fleshes Tarka's backstory out a bit more.
Why I still don't agree with his actions.
Mm.
I get it.
He's more humanized. You understand his motivations. Again, you don't have to agree with his motivations. He's still arguably the villain of the piece.
And
Because
I
he
wonder if
has
he's. It's weird because I think transplanted into any other franchise, he wouldn't necessarily be the villain of a piece. But
the thing is
because
that like
the fundamental
he's
core of.
truly selfish though.
Well, he is, but in a way that could be
Mm.
heroic elsewhere. It's just that the core notion of Star Trek
Mm.
is about the collective.
Mm.
Everything about Star Trek is about what's best for the collective.
Mm.
While he's very much about himself.
Yeah.
Even that's why Book is on odds, because as much as he says it's about saving people, there's an element of it being a vengeance trip.
Oh, it totally is. It totally is. Yeah. And I think that like
Which is why he is now excised from the collective.
yeah, because like Buck just wants it to come to an end, but at the same time, if he gets to cause a bit of grief in the meantime
Yeah.
because of what's happened to his home planet, again, perfectly justifiable. I think that's the thing that like for him, like witnessing his home planet absolutely utterly decimated. That's something that none of us could
Yeah.
understand. And obviously, we're in a political climate at the moment where we're seeing a country getting absolutely decimated, and um, the certain acts of heroism, and it could have gone a completely different way. Than maybe their president is handling, because their president is doing an incredible job.
Yeah.
And so seeing what Buck is going through, you have sympathy for him because you want him to
he's had,
succeed.
yeah.
Yeah, you want him to succeed, but you also want him to succeed in the right way. You feel that like he will hopefully side with Michael in the end.
Yes.
Um,
I mean, I think we saw
whereas
that last week, right?
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
Tarka took the
Yeah,
decision away from them all.
he's open to logic. He's open to logic. Whereas Tarka is truly selfish. I get the feeling that like he doesn't care if the anomaly never ends, because as long as he can use its power source to
Yeah.
get to the heaven, essentially this idealistic utopian galaxy, parallel universe. I can't remember the name of the, in whatever language it was that his friend
Yes.
spoke, but
Maybe
it just means home.
have we
doesn't
contemplated the
it?
very obvious thing here?
Go
That
on.
species 10C. That's the obvious through line, surely.
I had thought about it. Yeah. Like, because I mean, the thing is that, like, obviously, jumping to episode 11, we see some ruins, and eventually we
Yeah.
see what.
But the
some
bones
skeletal...
were big.
Yeah, that's the thing. So the implication is that that's species 10C, but what if it isn't species 10C?
Yeah.
What if it's a species that had the technology and the power and etc. to do what 10C wanted, and they just went in there and stole it?
Maybe, yeah.
Because obviously, these admittedly giant creatures of some sort, possibly like snake-like creatures, from the visions that Saru gets, they were advanced enough to build Dyson rings.
Yeah.
Around that planet, around that star. So
I love that Star
and
Trek's
they
playing with a Dyson ring. Love a good
Definitely,
Dyson ring.
Well, I mean, obviously, previously we'd only seen a Dyson Sphere.
Which, if you're into Dyson Spheres, not Dyson Spheres, Dyson Spears, may I suggest the absolutely amazing film Moonfall?
Yes.
All about a Dyson. The moon's a Dyson Sphere. Brilliant film. I mean,
Terrible, but brilliant. Like, it's this. Yeah,
it's
I
the
want
most
to
fun I've
see
had in the cinema in a long time.
it's Roland Emmerich.
It is, yeah.
I bloody love Roland Emmerich because he just makes he makes that you know exactly what you're getting.
Like
Like
I
you know
think,
exactly like if you go to McDonald's and you buy a McDonald's, you know what you're getting.
did you watch
If you
Fingy's
go
review
to,
of it? Commode's,
yeah, I did see.
It's
Like,
a wonderful review, and it nails it.
yeah, because it like Commode knew exactly what he was going to get, and then it was dialed up even further. But
Yeah.
still, Commode knew exactly what he was going to get, and because he knew exactly what he was going to get, he didn't go in with his like proper film critic's hat on. He went in with the like, I'm going to eat some popcorn, and I'm going to see some stupid, and I'm going to have some fun. But yeah, anyway, back to Dyson rings. So yeah, I mean, I always thought maybe it might be Tarka that's inside it. That it's a Tarka from the future who has just become obsessed, absolutely obsessed with finding enough power. Like
Maybe.
because the thing is that like if the anomaly is mining a mineral that creates obscene amounts of power,
Yeah.
then like maybe it is Tarka just looking for more and more and more and more and more and more and more power. And he like and this is the way that he does it, and this is his view into his future, and it's whether he
Steps
chooses
back.
at that point. Yeah, does he embrace the fact that he's going to become a massive, massive genocidal maniac, or does he stop it from ever happening in the first place? So, by making the decision, no, I'll pull back.
I mean, the third theory would be very potentially the AI race from Picard,
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously,
and maybe
if
that's
they
the
are-
reason they didn't save Picard to the end of Discovery, and they're airing in tandem. But who knows? We'll find out. We haven't got long left to go.
It could be because I mean, obviously the AI race that was at the end of Picard season 1, they were quite snaky and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What if maybe the snaky creatures in?
But we do seem organic from the powders and things that give.
Yeah, but what if they created artificial intelligence? Cause
and it destroyed them.
Like, yeah, because obviously we in theory
because you would create it in your image.
Your own vision, in your image, yeah. So what if
and that's what destroyed that planet?
Yeah. So it could be that because if they are going to tie everything together with this AI,
there's part of me that feels that AI storyline may have been
gone by the wayside,
pushed to. It's New Trek's brainworms.
You see, I'd still love it if it were the brainworms.
You know.
I mean, there is a possibility that
Ben,
it's the brainworms.
I've got just a thing for you. You know, I said I was planning on running a Star Trek RPG on the channel.
Yeah.
It is an adventure that features said brainworms.
Well.
Why not? Yeah. So there's some wonderful little character moments across these as well. Let's see. I think Tarka gets the great points in the first episode, but then even like the president and Michael, because God damn it, on this ship we cry.
Yeah,
we're in touch with our emotions on the. God, is there any Vulcans on Discovery? Because imagine how hellish that shit would be for a Vulcan.
Yeah, but I mean it's modern Vulcans, though, isn't it? Like,
it is. Yeah, they do seem more.
like they're open to their emotions. They still
Yes.
fully embrace logic, but like they seem to have like followed the teachings of Spock
Yeah.
more than anything else.
Or the
I mean,
mixture of
I know,
reincorporating
yeah,
Romulan
Romulans, yeah.
society into Vulcan society has led to
Mm.
a proper merging
Yeah. I
of the
mean, there
cultures.
definitely still seems to be Vulcan culture and Romulan culture, and like, but they just like coincide.
Yeah.
Like they,
But for
in the
that to
same way.
function, Vulcans would
Mm,
have to be a little bit more open to.
open to it, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, there's still nothing wrong with controlling it as
No.
well. Like, I mean, obviously, the reason that Vulcans became the way that Vulcans did was because they were a species of incredibly violent
That's the thing. We learn that
warriors.
the DMA has been is going heading towards Earth and Navarre.
Mm.
Is it Navarre is Vulcan, isn't it? Just renamed.
It is,
It's
yeah.
not a
It's
new
just
planet.
renamed.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So we learn it's heading to the Alpha Quadrant to those two planets.
I
And
think it was meant to be the ancient name before the split or
yes,
something like that. Like,
and it's
so.
sent as a eyes only message to the president and Burnham,
Mm,
and they have the debate on whether to tell the crew or not.
mm.
Uh, and obviously, Michael is pro. No, we share things. And the president is like, do we really want to share this?
I mean, and both valid points
Yeah,
because
but Michael knows her crew.
yeah, Mike, yeah, that's in the end. But then it isn't just the crew because there's all the delegates on board,
Yes,
and that's
and
they're the
we've got the president of Navarre.
mm,
Is it to what's her name? Tuina.
mm,
We've got the Earth General.
mm,
Which is interesting because Earth has never had its own fleet before.
mm.
Not since the days of Archer.
Yeah,
Because Starfleet became the entirety of the Federations. Like a place like Vulcan still has a Vulcan Starfleet, effectively.
mm,
All the other member worlds still have their own individual,
yeah,
but Earth doesn't get it.
no.
I mean, I guess there's merchant fleets probably, but
Probably. But yeah, I think you're probably right. I think it's like, um, yeah, it doesn't actually get, um, yeah, it doesn't get its own military. But then I think that was possibly a sacrifice that needed to be made,
yeah.
to
I guess because it's at least in the 23rd through, well, even from Archer's point through to at least the early 25th, the centre of Starfleet. It's the Washington DC of the Federation.
yes, yeah, especially yeah, because obviously it has the capital,
Yeah.
so.
And really, the reason it's not obviously Earth by this point in time, the 31st century.
I can't remember what year it's supposed to
I
be.
think we're in the 31st century now.
Yeah.
What century is Discovery? It's confirmed. Picard is the start of the 25th.
Yes, I've seen.
1 year
yeah,
into the
yeah.
25th.
Mm. Excuse me, sorry.
32nd century.
So yeah, obviously there's some good drama, a nice bit of exposition, some backstory in episode 10, and of course how they get through the galactic barrier.
Yes, by hopping through pockets.
Hopping through little pockets of matter and antimatter. Then we've got so eventually they get through.
Yes, and
which leads us to episode 11,
where they're heading to an away mission to a planet.
which is neighbouring where they believe 10C are
Yes.
based.
So they hope they can find some kind of thing that will allow them to communicate. Not everyone agrees. Some people think this is a waste of time, especially upon the news of it approaching Earth. The Earth general effectively is very against this. But Culber, Saru, Burnham, and Detmer go down. Oh, there's a wonderful moment between Adira and Detmer as well, like, because obviously Adira seems to be idolising Detmer a bit.
Yeah.
Because she sees Detmer as, I guess, in her mind, the perfect Starfleet officer, calm, cool, collected. Not knowing that Detmer, there's a whole range of kind of stuff under the surface there.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, she's they are a relatively new member of the team, aren't they? So, so they'll only see what they can see, as opposed to what's come before. So, but it was. I thought it was a lovely piece of writing, actually, because it gave an excuse to expand both characters.
It's also wonderfully awkward that, like, fly well or something like that, and it's just like, will do.
Yeah.
Fly good,
Just,
I think they say, sorry.
Yeah, it was fly good, yeah.
And there's part of it also that is potentially the worry that one of her dads is going down on this, one of her new parental figures is going down on this.
Her essentially a adoptive father,
and you get to see a bit of like the Disco crew working as a unit down there, and it's very Star Trek.
It felt very Mass Effect as well. Actually, I love
the away mission outfits,
like the EV suits.
I love the EV suits. I don't know how I feel about the armor outfits.
I'm not keen on the black ones. Yeah,
they look like something the Terran Empire would wear.
They look like something that should be from what's the Dark Ops
Section 31
division. Yeah, it looks like a Section 31 thing.
I mean, just going back slightly,
cool.
seeing all the communicators in episode 10 was very cool.
I enjoyed that. Yes.
Also, what mission is he working on? David Cronenberg.
I mean, obviously, he's aware of something big.
Like that character just fascinates me to no end.
Because if there is, I wonder if he's a Q.
Nah. Oh, there is a wonderful moment back to talking about. We discuss it occasionally, Star Trek and representation.
Yeah.
And there's people out there who claim they don't need to shove it down our faces, but they're not. Like the scene that you get here between Culber and Stamets is so lovely. Like just for kiss goodbye. But the thing is claiming this is but they're shoving because that scene is the kind of scene that would play out between and has played out between any amount of straight couples over the years, right? Yeah. The fact is, it's not. I see people say, but they make a big deal of it. They don't. There's no big deal made at any point.
Yeah,
it's just presented to you in the same way that anything else would be presented.
The thing is, it's not an awkward cut or anything like that. It flows so well that it's just a cut. It's just there you go.
Yeah, nothing is being. The problem is for the people who are complaining about this is you fundamentally.
Yeah, it's a kiss on the cheek.
You're seeing any kind of representation as being an attack on being shoved down your face. It's because this is just Discovery just treats everything along these lines as being perfectly this is just life.
I mean, the thing you said it's lovely. I don't even think it's lovely. I just think it's it's treated so normally.
It's lovely because because we don't.
Yeah.
Because that's still few and far between, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
It's not.
But I think that
It's lovely in context if you.
yeah, no. I mean, I wasn't trying to like diminish it, but I think I think because it's sorry, I just hit my microphone. I think because it's so normal.
So I think we touched on it a little bit with our Picard review as well. Like,
yeah,
there's so much representation in Star Trek at the moment, and for all for folks out there saying like, "Oh, they're shoving it all down," they're not. It is.
They're not.
It is being treated purely as like this is just.
It's just life.
Yeah, like these are just people going about there, and
just happens that these two like each other, and just because they've got the same set of genitals,
there's no extreme focus on it. They are just two other characters who are in a relationship, and I think Star Trek has been quietly groundbreaking with this notion.
I mean,
it's same with characters like Adira and Grey and I'd say in Picard, Seven and Raffi and maybe there's something there between Detmer and the ops officer Awasakan. Like, there seems to be at moments hints, but it's all just part of a tapestry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like with Tarka, like the great love is with another man, like, there's never an explicit thing that implies that maybe they were lovers, but he is like his greatest love, that probably including his family.
Yeah.
Is with this person that he shared a tremendously terrible period of life with. And so Star Trek is just showing love.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Infinite
like,
diversity and infinite combinations, right? That's
in its various forms. Like, and the thing is that, like, Discovery has an oddly large cast.
Yes.
Like, so what Discovery
and
does
a shifting cast from season, because we have cast members in Discovery that wouldn't necessarily be cast members in a traditional Star Trek show, like the President, like the Admiral, like.
Well, I mean, the thing is, even the crew, the permanent crew is a very large permanent crew.
I would say that's larger than most Star Treks if you take just for crew on account.
Except when you go back through the older Star Treks, it's quite noticeable that, like, there's periods of, like, multiple episodes where you just simply won't see a character.
Oh yeah.
So, like, the crew is there, like, you know they're there.
Yeah.
But you'll not, like, you might not see Worf for 6 episodes,
like,
or you might.
I want to a point where in Voyager where we barely see Kez anymore.
Yeah, well, that's because they're beginning to write her out.
Yeah.
Like, because the Borg is coming, and so, but with Disco, every character is at least seen in almost every episode. They might not say anything, they might not do anything.
On the bridge, they're on.
But they're on the bridge, and the thing is that, like, having that level of freedom means that you can then make those little implications, like you were saying with Awashikun, and
because you can get the glance.
You can get the glance, because the thing is that, like, if those two actors just happen to have some chemistry, then it's like, oh, okay, all right. As a writer, you can go, let's explore this.
And it's easy, like, when the action's happening, even if they don't have any, as you say, spoken lines that episode, or much outside of Yes, Captain and things like that, when the shit's hitting the fan, you've got the time when you're showing chaos on the bridge to give us that split-second eye contact between them.
Exactly, yeah. Which might not go anywhere. But at the same time, you've got the advantage of, if you want it to go somewhere, and that chemistry is
A
definitely
lot
there,
of companies
then
and
you can take it
a lot
somewhere.
of companies, a lot of shows that right now Disney
Mm.
like to talk the talk about their representation, but
Yeah,
Star Trek's really walking it. I feel, uh,
Star Trek's always
and we're
walked it.
not
Like,
bastions of this. I mean, we're both straight white dudes. We're not necessarily the.
I mean,
But
yes, we are,
as
but
in,
that
what's
isn't
this? We're no
like
authority in this arena
no.
of what is and what isn't good representation. But it feels like it's good representation
But
too.
I think the thing is that like it also like in the same way that like being a straight white male is portrayed as normal, like
Well,
that's surely
it is, isn't it? That's
yeah.
for
But I mean that's surely what representation should be. Everything should be normal.
yes,
Like unless you're a psychopath and like going out to kill a lot of people, that's not normal. But if it's harmless, like then yeah, portray it as normal. That's why the kiss, it's as normal as it gets.
yeah.
It like
It's
as a
one of us
straight
is going on a away mission, come back safe, kind
yeah,
of.
as a straight white male, it just made me think, yeah,
Even
that'd be just me and my wife.
even because
That's
they're the
like
couple we get the most shot. Because I guess they're the only real. Because they're married, aren't they? So they're the only real couple
yeah,
on the ship as such. So
proper couple.
yeah, so
Yeah,
they're the ones
that
we
aren't
get the
just
shots of
in
domesticity.
that stage of courting, I
Yeah,
suppose.
they're the couple we get the shots of domesticity with, the
Yeah.
home life effectively,
Mm.
and
I mean, in many ways,
it's good stuff.
they're the dads of the whole ship as well.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
and there's the lovely moment. Actually, I think it was maybe last episode where the episodes are. I watched them back to back, so the episodes are a little blurred in my
Yeah.
mind. Where Cobra confesses to Michael his problems he's having, that he's struggling to.
it was episode 11.
Yeah.
It was just before they go on the away mission, I think. And
Or was it actually? No, it might be when they came back from the away mission.
yes, because he'd
She
experienced
says yes.
Yeah. Mm.
Because he
So-
lingered in the joy, didn't he? In the joy feelings.
Yeah.
Over these two episodes,
on-
we get furthering of his Saru Tarina relationship as well.
which I love
Yeah.
because it's so awkward.
Yes, I love how he brings it up and she's like, gotta go!
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, again, like you're talking about representation. Like, yes, I'm a straight white male. I'm a very awkward man when it comes to relationships. Like, I am lucky now. I have a wife who somehow, like, I've got a wonderful woman who loves me and I love her, and we seem to work together. The build up to this, however many years of like awkward nonsense with with women, I fully get what Saru's going through. Like, that's some representation right there. Like some little weirdo, or in this case, of an incredibly tall weirdo, who has absolutely no idea how to approach this person.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's like it's lovely.
The away mission stuff as well, with them discovering, like, with them feeling the intense fear emotions, and it's a good episode.
It's called Rosetta because they're
looking for a Rosetta Stone.
Yeah, so that they can potentially communicate.
Oh,
and
all through this, Buck and Tarka are crawling around Discovery, using cameras to spy on people, like creepy little people.
Yeah, trying to because they've leached onto Discovery.
And they're trying to hide the fact.
They're trying to hide from Zora before she becomes aware.
Which feels like with 32nd century technology would be very hard to do. I feel like that would be hard to do on a modern ship.
But
not on a modern ship, on like a 25th century ship.
But I mean, we've already had the exposition earlier in the series.
But she can't necessarily be everywhere at once.
Well, she can, but because she's now got emotions, she feels overwhelmed by it. Yeah.
So maybe it's easier to hide from a sentient AI than it would be from just going, computer, how many people on this ship? Two people that aren't expected. Cool.
Yeah, because for her, like, and she's also probably because of the fact that they had that discussion of like, is she a member of the crew or not? She also potentially wants to respect people's privacy.
Yeah.
So, like, she won't necessarily, unless asked to explicitly, be monitoring all members of the crew.
Yeah.
Like, and therefore won't necessarily be looking for any extra life forms wandering around, unless, of course, it's specific things like
It's
microbes or
in
bacteria or something like that.
we get to see what the disco uniform looks like undone, because
Yeah, James's favourite thing.
undone Star Trek uniforms are the best thing.
Good old
'Cause
Tig Notaro.
what is her character's name?
Tig Notaro.
That is, I do just think of her as like Lieutenant Tig Notaro.
I mean, you know, she's one of these actors who just plays themselves, and I mean, we've discussed this before. I don't really care. I don't have a problem with it because, like, she does such a great job with it. And she's not in Discovery a lot, but when she's in it, she's exactly right.
Yeah.
Like,
I just love her as the more disgruntled engineer of
oh yeah, I mean she's totally
she's
like,
a perfect
she's chief engineer, isn't she?
Pardon?
Like, she's chief engineer, isn't we? I know we discussed this the other week that like they don't seem to have official job titles.
I think
like,
Stamets is chief engineer, but also chief of science because
Yeah,
of the
you
nature
see-
of a ship.
Yeah. So
Maybe
I-
she is
I
chief
get the
engineer, because
feeling-
remember, they just kidnapped her from another ship.
yeah.
Like, she just ended up on this crew accidentally.
And then but she also, in the same way that Stamets and oh god, what's his name? The Doctor.
Culber.
Yeah. Are definitely the two dads in the situation. She seems to be the aunt. Like the quite stern, like, yeah, just get on with it. Aunt in the situation. Like ordering Ractigino extra sweet, extra hot.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, this will sort you out. There you go.
But it's it looks good. The uniform kind of undone and open. Looks cool.
Yeah.
And she gets kidnapped by
Taka.
yeah. I just love her reaction when Booker walks back onto his ship. Oh, and Booker's been dealing with the admiral, with the
Yes.
Earth admiral, or
Yeah,
general. Sorry.
General, yeah.
Commander.
Comparable rank.
She's a commander, not a lieutenant. Sorry. So she potentially is chief engineer.
Yeah.
Commander Jet Reno.
Yeah.
I think Reno, yeah. I think how it functions is she is the chief engineer of the traditional engines.
Yeah. Of the stuff that needs to be like
So the warp drives, the impulse drives, while Stamets functions for, because it seems to have a combo engineering science.
Yeah, well, I mean,
bay.
the thing is, like when it was originally made, it was a very, very highly experimental ship. So it probably would have had a chief engineer.
Yeah.
But it also had Stamets to do the specific
The mushroom stuff.
the mushroom stuff. And it's still maintained
Because
that way.
I mean, he's married to a giant mushroom.
He is married to a giant mushroom. Yeah.
At this point in time, I think Corbett is just a sentient mushroom.
Did
That's how he was
spot-
That is how he was reborn, right? He is a.
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you spot the Lower Decks reference?
Maybe not.
So the way that they distract Commander Reno and the entire engineering crew is by making malfunctions
Yes.
in the replicators, and one of them in particular is just shooting out steamed bananas, which is an issue that happened in Lower Decks.
Yeah.
I've seen a few tweets about it, and there was one person musing over the like, it would be nice to have a little short trek of
Yeah.
oh god, what's his name? The engineer from Enterprise, who
Are we on about which Enterprise? As in,
from Enterprise the show,
so VNX1.
like yeah, of like. Like, because obviously steamed bananas seems to be a recurring issue throughout all generations
Yeah.
of replicators. That maybe it was a joke when he was initially designing a very, very early prototype of a replicator, that like when things go wrong, steamed bananas, and it was something that was put into the program.
It's an error
like
code.
Maybe, it's an error code, yeah. It's a fail-safe. It's like, if something goes wrong, steamed bananas. And so that's it. Like, I'd love that to be canon. Like, I mean, I know it isn't, obviously, but yeah, it was just a nice little joke.
But I think on that note,
we didn't properly mention the fact that like the species that they found, the Rosetta stone,
they have emotion dust.
Like, it's emotion dust, so it seems to be pheromones. So they communicate through pheromones.
Because of course, emotion dust is how this crew is going to save the day.
Yeah, they're just gonna get high, essentially.
But it's more like, you know why Disco's the best ship? Because we're in touch with their feelings.
Yeah,
that's how they save everything.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I assume they're going to try and get into whatever it is.
They're going to fly through the war for Bubble and go see 10C next week, I imagine. Next week is where we will get the 10C reveal.
Yeah.
So how many episodes are left? 2 episodes left? What? We judged on episode 11, so it'll be 12 and 13 left.
Is it just 13?
I think it's 13. Discovery seasons are usually 13.
Is it 13 or 14?
I think it's 13.
Yeah.
Because Picard's on its own for a while, and then I think the last episode of Picard is in sync with the first episode of Strange New Worlds, and oh my god, am I excited for that show.
Yes.
Because they've said that is episodic. It's not going to be a big arc and story. It is going to be...
traditional Trek.
Yeah.
It's most traditional, which is good. I'm happy with that.
I'm fine with having... I think
I still want the over arc of like leading towards Pike's
yeah,
and like, you know,
that could be a character trait more than a...
It's a character arc rather than a story.
I'm happy with I was very happy with Ethan Peck's Spock. And I think we're going to potentially see a Spock become colder over this to get us to like TOS Spock.
Yeah. I mean, he has just seen his sister disappear into the future.
Yeah.
Like, the only person he really ever connected with other than his mother.
I'm very excited for Thingy as number 1.
Oh, Rebecca Romaine as
number 1. Yeah, love her as an actress.
Yeah. And I think she's just going to have some fun as well, isn't she?
And Anson Mount is brilliant.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
And that set, oh my God, that bridge.
Yeah.
I've seen people grumbling like, but it doesn't look like it should. Like,
I mean, it does.
It
look
does.
At the side by sides.
It looks like
really does. It's made of better materials.
These people are claiming it needs to look exactly like it's made out of paper and cardboard.
Yeah.
They were arguing that, well, we used the old bridge in TNG and Deep Space Nine when we went back to it. And Enterprise, like, it was fine then. Why now all of a sudden is it not fine? It's like, because it was a spare set they had back then.
Yeah.
It was for one episode as a kind of nostalgia bait. Yeah. This is an entire series. Do you... Like, I feel like, be honest. Do you really want to watch an entire modern television show?
The other thing is...
In
theory, like... Kirk could have very well said, redecorate my bridge.
Thing is,
my bridge now.
I don't think it is redecorated.
Like, I want carpets, and I want some...
Is there carpets on the TOS deck?
No, I don't think there are.
No. Carpets are a 24th century thing.
Yeah.
Where they decided, like, Starfleet need to look like cruise liners.
Well, yeah, I mean, because the thing is that like after World War Three, like carpets were forgotten. The whole world forgot what carpets were.
Well, I wonder if does
We
Sweetless
only
have
had exposed
carpets?
steel. I don't know.
I would just like at some point a lower decks gag where it's someone's job to hoover the carpets on the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see Boimler doing that, even
Yeah,
if it wasn't his job.
yeah.
Like, just like they, just a comment by the captain, like, it's very clean in here. Like, and it just turns out that like Boimler, just
Has been
likes to get up in the
hoovering
middle.
the.
Yeah, just
Oh,
just for fun, gets up in the middle of the night. Like now he's allowed to do night shift because he
yeah,
has, hasn't he? He's been allowed to do a night shift, I think, hasn't he?
on the deck.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So like
on the
maybe if he
bridge.
gets
Sorry.
the on the bridge, yeah. So like if he gets to do night shift, he just brings out the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
It's just like-
Oh, and on that note,
yeah. And on that night,
we
yes,
shall see you next week.
yeah. For more disco and more
Yeah.
Picard on the brand new channel. What is it called again, James? Because I keep putting the words the wrong way around.
Bears boldly go.
Bears boldly go. Like
We've still got to like create the channel at the point of us discussing this, but
yeah. But like
I
and
mean,
subscribe, please.
I'll
Thank you very
create it when
much.
it's uploaded.
Mm.
Yes, and
See
on
you
that
soon,
note,
everyone.
we shall see you
Live long and
guys.
prosper. Bye.